Bueno, hoy voy a decirles cómo identificar X en inglés. Well, today I'm gonna show you guys how to identify X. Well, this is my method, so it's gonna be easy. Let's write a random question. 2x. Let's write a random question. Okay, let's write a random question. 2x plus 15 equals equals, let's say 35, or no, 30. Then we put x question mark. Well, there's a simple way to detect x. First of all, 2x plus 15. Which number plus 2x equals 15? Well, we can try whatever number, but it just almost won't get. It's my calculations apparently say it's 7.5. Here's how. I'm not even gonna use a calculator. Let's see what 7.5 plus 7.5 gives. Since it's 2x means that 2 7.5s. So what does this give? Well, we're gonna do this. 5 plus 5 equals 0. Even we grab a number into that, which means a plus 5 equals 15 and 50. And if we replace the x with 15, we know that 15 plus 15 equals 30. I'm gonna actually, lower this. Actually gonna copy this equation. Lower this, Control V it, delete that one, and we're gonna put back the 2x. Now we can confidently say that x equals to 7.5. Because if that number is plus 2 times, it will give us 15, and that 15 plus 15 equals 30. With that logic, x equals 7.5. Here's an easy problem. Now, viewers, I'm gonna give you guys a problem. I'm gonna put x plus 30 minus 6 equals well, I'm gonna put a random number. I'm gonna put 20. Oh, 20. Now, this is an easy problem. You guys have to solve on which it will be the answer. Just kidding. It would be a number higher than 20. I'm feeling like 23. No, 22. And you have to find a number that plus 30 minus 6 equals 20. That equals 22. Have to find x. It's a pretty easy problem from everything, but I'm gonna give you guys a hint. Let me just put it in. Hint. We all know that 30 minus 6 equals 24. Then with that logic, what happens if with that logic, you can figure out which is this problem. So, can you solve it? Remember what this means. As 7.5, if it's plus 2 times is 15, and that number plus that number gives us that. But this time there's is x, simple x. Basically, we're gonna make like a bunch of spaces. X alone equals to n1, which n represents which n represents a number, where n represents a number. Now this x equals to n1, which means one number, or we can easily short that by n. And if x goes up by one number, so does n. But oh wait, they're fine. But there's also another theory. Basically, if x equals to n, then n goes up. If x equals to n, then 2x equals to 2n because it's plus. Now we got another theory. Basically 2x equals to 2n, as I said before. But this time it doesn't equal to 2n. Instead, we change it by a plus. By a plus 2n. I'm just kidding. We're not actually gonna do that. Because x is still equals to n. As we know, x equals to n2. Where if we divide n equals to n plus which n2 equals to n plus n. No, this isn't real math. Probably equal to, I don't know, m. But in this case, we're gonna do this. X is the number which is gonna be called as oh no. Okay, welcome. As we do, and we're gonna call x. We're gonna call x. We're gonna call what do we call x? Yeah, this is not a script. I do not have a script. I do not have a script at all. Look, this is just me trying to do this without any script. I'm doing this right now. Okay. And x, we're gonna call it missing. We're gonna call it the missing number. We're gonna call x missing number, which doesn't make that 2x equals to 2n as this theory provides. Since n equals to number, which means two number. 2x equals to two number. 1x equals to one number. But 2x doesn't equal to two numbers, Sorry, I'm trying to figure things out. 2x just equals to n. So, but 2x just equals to n. But 2. But we're gonna call this n. But we're gonna make this n equal to 2. We're gonna call this n no more n. But to get that n, you have to do plus n. basically, I'm gonna show you this thing. But if you really want to know this thing and you really want to learn that math, then I'm gonna explain to you and skip um around skip until I just stop. But if you do want to know about in this one, then I'm gonna explain. Basically, x equals to n, and n is one number, while 2x are two numbers, and 2x equals to another number. But as 2x equals to another number, need to get. We're gonna put this into a parenthesis. Put this into a parenthesis. Why not? We know that we're gonna put this into a parenthesis. N equals to n plus n. Basically, n plus n is n plus n in parentheses is gonna mean the number that we have chosen. N plus n has two. That's two ways. Way number one, n plus n. Way number one. Yeah, sorry, I'm smashing the space bar. Yeah, I'm probably gonna break. Has two ways of going. Way number one has two ways of going, and I'm gonna explain them. Meanwhile, great. Way number one, then n does equal to n plus n. The n does equal to n plus n, and that number is the number that we replace with x. But there's another way. I'm gonna use nx as the number is invalid. But if we do n plus n, but if n plus n doesn't equal that number, then it's not that number. Basically, let's grab 50 plus 50. We all know it equals to 30, but two numbers have to equal to 30. So 7.5 plus 7.5 equals to 50. But what if we choose another number, like just plain 7? Well, if we do that, 7 plus 7 doesn't equal to 15. It equals to 40, and 40 plus 30 does not equal. So we basically, I'm going to put a slash as doesn't. I'm going to use this symbol as doesn't equal. Although I don't think there's an actual symbol for that. Well, I mean, there is, but I don't think I can. So basically, nx plus. So basically, n plus n equals. N plus n equals to nx, which we're gonna call. We're gonna call wrong. We're gonna call wrong number, which nx will equal to wrong number. Basically, if n plus n equals nx, then 2x is not the same. But if n plus n equals n, then 2x is correct. Basically, on how to know that n plus n equals n or nx, we do this. Let's take a random math problem. Let's grab this as a random math problem. Also, we put another math. I don't really do that. But basically, let's put a random problem in here. Let's assume that we got that for the sum of n plus n, we got 4. And the problem is x x plus 3 equals to 10. Let's say that was number that 2x equals 4. Well, how we got that number is by summing 2 plus 2. That number equals to nx, which is the wrong number since 4 does not equal 10. So we're gonna use another number. Let's try the number 2.5. Let's try the number 5. For example, 5 does not equal 10, so it's another nx. And remember that we have to sum these two numbers so we know what x equals. So we can basically delete 2.5 off our list. 3 plus 3 equals 6, we can list. But if we sum 3.5 plus 3.5 equals to 7. And 7 plus 3 equals, and 7, as we use 2 x's, if we replace the x with 7 it equals to 10. So we can know that equals to n instead of nx. And boom, the mathematical problem was right. If you skip that, then we can actually do something. Basically, if the number that we choose of summing doesn't equal to the actual number, to the number that we're looking for with the other number, it equals to nx, which means wrong number. So basically, by trying many times, we can find out that one number that in this exercise, for example, 7 equals to 2x, which means it's correct. But if we choose a random number, let's say 6, which we can sum by 3 plus 3, it equals to nx because that number doesn't equal to 10. I know this is a pretty weird situation. So yeah, with everything that I gave you, you should be able to solve. X plus 3 minus 6 equals 22. So yeah, that will be today's video, and yeah. Gracias por ver este video, la verdad. Me tardé bastante. No me tardé tanto en hacer esto, pero sí, no tuve ningún script. Estaba como en un aleatorio. Ya ves, mientras estaba viendo YouTube, como pueden ver, dije, hagamos un video de cómo identificar X. Y hice todo esto. Básicamente no necesitan saber nada de eso, ya lo explicarán en la escuela. Pero igualmente es una manera más fácil de aprender qué significa X. Que si estás viendo de español, básicamente tienes que buscar básicamente si el número que buscas es el mismo de aquí, entonces significa a n, que significa el número, que diríamos el número correcto. Pero si eso es un número diferente, por ejemplo 6, significa a nx, que significaría como número incorrecto. No es una manera oficial, pero igualmente ayudará bastante. Antes de que ustedes me digan de cómo obtuve esta idea, voy a hacerle créditos al canal Dr. Sai. Que he visto algunos de sus videos y sí son muy buenos, así que les recomiendo este canal, especialmente este videito de acá. Bueno, gracias por ver este video y adiós.